Hey there, it's a beautiful morning in Northeast Ohio, and I want to show you something that I look at every single morning when I walk into work. I don't know if you can read this very well, but it says, earn much, consume little, hoard nothing, give generously, celebrate life. And that's a quote by Viv Greg. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Isn't that quote awesome? I feel like that is the most healthy way to view your money. Earn as much as you can, but consume very little, and give generously, all of that. I love that quote, and I love that I'm able to read it every single day. On this episode of the Happiness IRA, we are going to continue talking about those money scripts that we have, those unhealthy things that we say to ourselves on a regular basis, subconsciously or not, that are not helping us in our financial lives. So before we get into that, make sure you've subscribed to this channel for weekly videos talking about money and retirement and money in retirement. The things you say to yourself really matter because those are forming pathways in your brain. And if you continue to say the same things over and over and over, that pathway in your brain starts to form a rut. Let's talk about an everyday example. Here in Canton, Ohio, there's this attraction you may have heard of called the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Within the last year and a half, the NFL has kindly given a lot of money towards the Pro Football Hall of Fame and revamping it. So with that, here we've had to do quite a bit of construction. My favorite exit to get to and from the office to hop on the highway is 13th Street. 13th Street has been closed for a year and a half. Yeah, a long time. However, this whole first week of it being reopened, have I traveled down 13th Street exit? In fact, no, I haven't. I have continued to go down the Fulton exit because that is what I've been doing for the last year and a half. So that is a physical path that my car has driven, and my brain got used to going that route. The same thing happens when you have those money scripts repeating in your mind. So if we have created these ruts for ourselves where we continue to repeat the same things over and over and over, and therefore have started to believe them within ourselves, how do we jump out of that? Jumping back to my driving story, I recognized that morning as I was sitting at the Fulton exit that I should be on the 13th Street exit, so I physically made myself drive back onto the highway. Yeah, super inefficient, but I wanted to make my brain go back on and drive that exit a couple of times because I'm only going to remember to use that exit once again by forcing myself to do it when I forget. Here are 3 different ways that you can start rerouting those thoughts in your head. The first is by journaling. Maybe you are writing down gratitudes. I am grateful for the 401k match that I have. Or I am grateful for the $10 that is sitting in my wallet right now. Or you can write down affirmations. I affirm myself for starting my monthly contributions to my Roth IRA. Or I affirm myself for refraining from making that purchase when I knew I didn't need that anyway. Or if you don't want to do gratitudes and affirmations, you can also simply just process something that you've been thinking. This is probably the most time-consuming journaling aspect. Taking that time to really process those thoughts will be really helpful for you. So if journaling is not a great option for you, what I'd recommend is that you memorize a phrase that is most combative of that regular money script that you have. Get a rock and put it in your pocket. When we have a rock in our pocket, it feels different. We might hit it with our hand, or we might feel the weight of it when we stand, or we might bump up against it. And every time we do that, then we repeat that phrase in our mind. It's just a physical reminder to have us repeat that phrase that we've memorized over and over and over throughout our day. The third option is something that I created for you a couple of months ago. I was feeling extra creative and I started making some printable posters that people could print from their home and posting them onto Etsy. So I created a shop called Your Money Story, and on there it just has a couple different money themed posters that you can print up, put on your wall in your office or on your refrigerator or in your bathroom. Included at the Etsy shop is that quote that I love about the most healthy way to view money by Viv Greg. If that's of interest to you, I'll put a link in the description below for the Etsy shop. It's called Your Money Story. The big takeaway that I want you to have here is that whether you have plenty of money sitting in the bank or you need some motivation to start saving, stop chiding yourself. Because the more and more you are chiding yourself, the more you are solidifying that feeling that you started to have. And that's what this whole money script thing is about. Getting out of that rut helps you have a healthier view of your money. All right, friends, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always, and you take care.